It's Baehman, right?
Yep.
How's that look, Josh?
Great.
How's that look?
Really dark. What happened to your light? I thought we had a light for the guest.
You do. I'll get it in a second.
No.
30 seconds.
We have time.
Oh.
Megan just has to do her thing.
Talk really slow.
Does that illuminate?
Oh, yeah.
10.
Are we actually going live?
7, 6,
5.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Did you hit the live button, bro? We don't really know what we're doing, Scott.
Still.
We still.
After all this time, we
You
still
go
have
through
no
this every
idea.
time.
Yup. Every
Sorta,
time.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Floating Light Live. Today we have a very special guest with us. His name is Scott Baehman. He is part of our float family and a regular participant to Floating Light Live. Scott is truly enlightened, being a certified Reiki master. Just so you guys know, all your comments are showcased on our screen over here, so we can see all your comments live. If you would hit the heart button, the red one, the love button, be great. Say hello. We will respond back. If you guys have any questions, please ask. And we will be back in just a few moments.
Na.
We're back?
Yes.
What's up, guys? Making sure my live stream was working on my phone. Sweet. How are y'all? We're doing great. I really just got out of float, so I'm really out of it. I apologize in advance, as always, because this is going to be great. As always, we will start our show off with how Scott's journey went. So let's shoot over to the couch cam.
Okay.
Hi, Scott.
Hello. My float went really well. It was in and out. I mean, it's the first time I've ever done 90 minutes.
Okay.
So I was doing a lot of mantras, and I saw a white light. So I think God came into the picture for a little while, and pretty much filled the tank with Reiki energy and did a little self-healing too. So yeah, it's really well, really nice.
Did you like the 90 minutes, or would you do 60s?
It wasn't bad. Usually after 60 I start getting antsy. It's like okay. But I think I pretty much made it almost the whole 90 without getting fidgety and like, okay, it's done yet, but it went well.
That's good. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. I've been having issues going anywhere. I've been very still. And it's very annoying because when I first started floating, I would hallucinate like it was nobody's business. Like I would see a lot of things, and it healed me in so many different ways that I never knew that I needed. And that was such a big part of my journey initially because that was exactly what I needed. So now my body is like, hey, I did this work for you. Now you have to heal yourself and do the work yourself now.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of at that point right now. But I went in today, and usually I'll be like, okay, guardians, if there's anything you need to present to me, please do. And I didn't say that today. And I kind of asked, And I was like, I have no expectations.
Yeah.
Because when I have an expectation, then I don't go where I need to go. And today I just said I have no expectations. And that actually truly helped because I was out. Like I haven't been that deep in a float in a really, really, really long time. And it felt so good to be able to get back to that. And get that relief that I really needed out of that journey.
Yeah. Yeah, usually I go real deep. But today I just kind of stayed. I kind of knew what was going on. But yeah, I usually ask for my guides to come. And sometimes they show up, other times they don't.
Yep.
I know one time a couple weeks ago when I floated, I know they were there because they tickled my foot. It's like, okay, I know you're here, you know. But yeah, a lot of times I ask. I know one time I asked a question and threw it out to the universe, and I got a question back. It's like, okay, this isn't how this is supposed to work, is it? You know, but
I totally get
so
that.
I kind of like, okay, whatever you say, I'll let you know.
I'll let you know when I get there. Totally get it. I'm being taught a lot of patience right now. And being present, because with anxiety I tend to always be in the future or the past. It's very interesting in that aspect of just letting go. Being present within, not only in that moment, but within myself too. That's been a huge part. And it's been really good. Learning a lot. So how did you find Float Light? What made you want to come to Float Light?
It's probably about a year ago. I saw something advertised, and then I liked the web or the Facebook page, just to kind of, that way I could keep in touch. And then I think last December, then that's when I went on the show and won the free float. Like, okay, let's go try it. And now I'm hooked. It's like, and each time I do it, I notice something different. And even like the next day, I can be sitting at work, and all of a sudden it'll just feel like I just slipped away for a brief moment, like I was back in the tank again. So it's kind of wild how that just kind of sticks with you for a while.
Yeah, I can totally relate. When I first started floating too, it was very easy. In very stressful situations, I would throw myself back into those moments because it helped calm me down and relax me instead of continuing to be stressed in a stressful environment, because that doesn't do me any good.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people hang on to memory so much, because they hold on to the good. That's not really shown a lot nowadays. And it's that brief of, oh, but I have experienced this. This is amazing. This is great.
Yeah. It's definitely helped work-wise too. Keeps me pretty much at an even keel. I don't get as crazy when it gets nuts at work, but so I think that's good that way.
Absolutely. So, with the energy work, the Reiki, what made you want to go into Reiki?
It was several years ago, maybe almost 10 years ago now. I was seeing a massage therapist here who did Reiki, and I've heard of Reiki then, but I never had it done. And she said, well, do you want me to do some energy work on you? And I'm like, sure, why not? And she did, and she aligned my chakras. I left, and I felt like I could walk across the lake. I was like hovering. I felt like I was hovering. And she had asked, what I was going to school for, and I said, computers. She's like, oh no. She said, I see you doing healing arts. I'm like, okay. And then maybe, now it would be 4 years ago now, I called her up and I said, okay, how much is level 1? I'm in. Let's do it. So we did the level 1 attunement, and then a couple months later I did level 2. And then I kind of just let it ride for a while, and then last October I went for the Reiki Master. Different Reiki Master Teacher I went to, but because I just felt more connected with this other person. And,
Absolutely.
which I was kind of glad I went to her because she's also a psychic medium.
Oh, okay.
So she saw spirit guides that were sitting there with us.
Oh, that's cool.
Because after she did the attunement, then I had to sit for, it must have been like 15, 20 minutes, just like this. And she would write stuff down and what she saw. And so that was kind of pretty cool. Then the next day I went to the park. This was up in Eau Claire. Went to the park and I was looking at the trees and stuff. And 2 of the trees told me their names. It's like, okay, I didn't even ask, but so I met Benjamin and Joshua. Yeah. So it was kind of wild. But then now I want to get going with Reiki more, start doing it more. But it's a little bit harder where I live in Fond du Lac because people are a little more conservative. But so at some point I'm going to move back up here.
Yeah.
And hopefully
Then are
this
you looking
summer.
to do like a practice or
Yeah, I think I would like to do that.
work for somebody?
Yeah, either work for somebody or do it on my own.
Yeah,
Probably be easier to start out working for somebody
for sure.
just to get a client base built up. And
Yeah.
I kind of want to do, I think, animals too.
Yeah. Animal
They respond real well.
animals are very, very interesting. I went to Chicago probably 2 years ago, and I was in a really depressed state. I needed to get out of town. And so my friend and I was like, hey, like, do you want to go? Like, my auntie lives down there. Like, we can stay at her place.
Yeah.
She's right downtown. She's like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, all right. So we went. They went to the zoo, and the zoo was everything that I needed. And at that time, I had been retouching base with that energy. And just when I got off of the animals that night, I was just like, wow, like they were healing me while I was healing them.
Yeah.
So fascinating.
My cat, when I came back after the Reiki Master, he was just all over me. And it's like, touch me, more than he normally is. And now I'll even catch him in the middle of the night if my arm's out. He will maneuver his body onto my hand and lay there for like 5 minutes. And then get up and just walk away. Because it's always flowing, so.
Oh, absolutely.
And then several years ago, a coworker's dog was sick. And they didn't know what was wrong with him. And I said, do you want me to just come over and try Reiki? Oh, sure, I'll do anything. I don't want to lose her. One session, and to this day, I think it's, 2 years now, the dog's up running around, acting just like nothing happened.
Wow.
Even she was blown away. She was like, wow, And with Reiki, too, I've noticed, and I'm getting better with it, you almost self-doubt yourself because you don't know, because you don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
So you almost like, is it really working? But then I hear people tell me stuff that happened while I did it, and it's like, oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I know because I've worked on my arm a few times, and the pain went away. But yeah, you don't see it. So
Right. It's one of those. I'm learning that myself right now too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning on energy with Ron and Tammy,
Yeah.
and even that one is just like it's that confidence that I'm really trying to build with it, learning how to transmit it, just to everything in general. It's just been super frustrating with it, but in a good way, because the frustration's helping me learn more and to project that and to get that to be a little bit stronger. And that's the thing too, like with it, like you need that assurance from people, like, oh no, this is what happened, like you did a good job. They're like, oh, it is working, because you have that self-doubt. You're like, I don't see it, I don't feel it, but I know you're feeling something, whether you're open to it or not.
I did a coworker's knee one time. She's like, can you just try it? Because she was getting ready for surgery. She's like, I just wanted the pain to go away. And after we were done, she said, I could feel the pain being drawn out. I'm like, well, that's cool to hear, thanks, So I guess I was doing something for you then.
I had a session done, and this was after my level. At the time, my significant other, we were going through a rough patch, and I came home and I was around them like all day and all night, and the way their heart chakra opened, my presence was just amazing, reciprocating what I needed exactly. And then they were closed back off to it after, but that little light of like, oh, like they're absorbing this just as much as I did, because it was just overflowing at that time with so much abundance. It was insane. What's up, Aaron? What's up, Mom and Dad? Jose? What's up, Jack? You guys, if you have any questions, please ask. We're here with Scott today,
Scott.
and Josh,
I am.
and Daniel. How are you, Dan?
I'm good.
You look chill.
Did you
Have
float
some
too?
questions. Oh no. So what is Reiki?
Reiki is it's an old Japanese form of healing, energy healing, and once you're attuned, you can channel the energy from the divine. Reiki comes from the divine, and it flows through you and then out through your hands, and it's pretty much the easiest way to describe it. Yeah, it was discovered maybe 100 years ago or so, but
And is there any other things that like go along with it? Like, is Tai Chi part of Reiki, or is that different?
I think that's different. It'd probably help with the Reiki because it would help you relax.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that yet. I have a CD, but the movements look a little difficult.
Tai Chi is very interesting. I did it out in Oshkosh for a while. The way that the energy flowed was just, I was like,
cool.
I'd walk out of there like sweating, because like I was just like on fire when I left. I was like, oh my god, like
Nice.
what is going on here? But Dan, what's the other one you do? Do jujitsu?
Yeah, I did jujitsu. Yeah.
That's another cool one though too.
Oh yeah.
Because like Tai Chi and like jujitsu like are very similar too, with pose wise, protection and everything too. Ew, Aaron. Aaron has a question. How many years of training does it take?
I don't know if it's really. You get better as the years go on.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you do. I don't know how your training was, but mine was a day.
Yep.
For each level.
Yep.
And they say to once you do 2, you kind of take a break and work with it, and then after a while, then go for your next level.
3. Yeah, when I did my level 1, probably waited a year until I got my level 2. I wasn't confident with it when I first got it. I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And then I started working with a little bit more, and the more confidence I built, I finally reached out to my mentor and I was like, hey, I'm ready. She's like, all right, like, let's do this. I was like, all right. So then we did my level 2. And I got my certificate right away that day. The level 1, I had to work on it, and then I had to transmit it to her. So that then she would certify me. And then she told me for my level 3 that she is waiting for my guides to tell her when I'm ready. So it could be a year from now, it could be a few months.
Yeah, I was nervous when I did the 3. After we were done with the attunement and stuff, and then she's like, "Okay, now I'm gonna sit in the chair, and you're going to go through an attunement on me. Like, okay. So I was like real nervous, but it went well. So she was happy with what I did, but
That's crazy though, being able to
God.
transmit that back to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really curious on that. And there's the two different forms of it too.
Yeah.
Of the Reiki too. So some people are trained differently than others as well.
Yeah.
I know a gentleman who comes here. He's trained in. His grandmother's trained in both. I can't. I know she's kind of combined them.
Yeah.
So he's a mix of both of the forms of it. So it's been working out really, really well.
It's
In all different aspects of life.
yeah, Reiki is pretty cool.
Hi, Jackie.
Do you feel like it has really changed you and who you are today?
I think so. I've always been spiritual, and I notice energies around me and stuff. And I think it almost heightens it. And certain music will make my hands like vibrate.
Well,
I mean, like they're kind of going right now. But yeah, I think I'm more in tune than what I was before. Because now I'm noticing tree energy, and there's a park in Fond du Lac that has summer concerts, and we always sit by the same tree. I said, okay, we're gonna go sit next to it, and he told me his name was Daniel. So we always, and so the people that I go with, they're like, well, I'll meet you by Daniel. So now we call the tree his name. But yeah, it's kind of wild how you can feel that the tree energy.
Have you noticed that throughout your entire life that or is it more so recently?
I don't think so much when I was younger.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of it started mid-90s. Just because the person I was with at the time, they were really into, well, back then it was New Age. But, so I was dealing with, crystals.
Yeah.
And one time I meditated and actually was starting to have an out of body.
Whoa.
Which is kind of freaky, but
Yeah.
I always pull back. So I was like, oh, wait a minute here.
Yeah.
But one of these days I'll have to just let it go.
Yeah.
But, yes, I'd say since 90s. So maybe last 20 years.
It's interesting you state that. I guess I was kind of around it my whole life. My grandmother's best friend, who's actually my mentor, she was always part of it. She was always talking about it. My dad loved it. He has really sore hands, and she would do energy work on him, and it would take it away in an instant. And so when I actually went to massage school, my dad was like, are you gonna do Reiki? Are you gonna do Reiki? And I was like, no, like, I don't want to. Like, I didn't understand it then. And I know that it's always been a part of me. And ever since I was like really little, things that I saw when I was younger. And I was like, no, Dad, like, I don't know, it's not what I want. I want to do sport medicine. And he was like, all right. And then I think it was like a few months after I had started working, I was like, hey, Dad, yeah, I'm going to do energy work now. And he's like, woo! And I was like, whatever. Like, you knew.
Yeah, my family is, I think they're a little leery.
Yeah.
My dad's like, oh, that hocus pocus stuff,
Yeah.
Oh, lay down, let me work on you.
I'm gonna watch this. That's so true. I can't say that my parents, not that they were closed off to it, but they didn't understand it. So now they understand it a lot better.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. Like, my grandmother was totally gifted, through and through. I never got that chance to be able to share that with her, here in this lifetime. But I know she's always with me. But she's told me straight up. She's like, oh yeah. And I was like, And like even looking back at then is like grandma's got a crazy meds today and da 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 da, and I was like, now looking back I'm like, maybe that'll be my grandchildren someday. She's just crazy. No, it's fine.
Yep.
But yeah, it was just at that time when I was awoken in a sense, that's when I knew. And then being able to work with it and protecting myself was such a big thing. And yeah, it was really good, and my mentor and I are like super close now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known her since I was 8 years old. We lost contact for about 10 years, and then we rekindled because my grandmother put her back in my life.
Yeah.
So a lot of things. She knew exactly what I needed, and she definitely pulled through in a lot of those senses.
Yeah, I get into kirtan chanting too, and there's two Sundays now where I went to a chanting on a Sunday afternoon, and then I came here, and kind of those two mixed together is pretty intense because you're already at a spiritual level after you're done with that,
right?
And then you go into the tank, and it's
elevates
even
to
more. Yeah, this is fun.
Jacqueline asks, how does one get into studying Reiki and really getting in touch with that part of themselves?
I love you, Jack.
I guess you have to search out for a Reiki master that is willing to teach you. And I know my friend Liz, she had told me that you have to have a connection with them. You can't just go to anybody because you want to feel comfortable and safe with them. And
yeah,
that's pretty much how you kind of start it.
And is there any exercises that the people at home can do right now to really see the first energy flows or anything?
I know I had read too that anybody can do it.
Yep.
But you do have to go through the attunements. You see a lot of stuff online but I think it's better off doing it in person.
Yeah.
But you just got to find the person that you're comfortable with and get in touch with them.
I agree. That was my biggest thing too.
So that's why I switched for the last part.
Absolutely. I was the same with my mentor. My first mentor. She's still my mentor. And then I found Ron and Tammy. And those two have been so amazing. And they've helped me so much these last few months. I see them once a week. Okay. I get, usually they realign me. Sometimes
I like to see them next time they are here.
Yes, absolutely. They truly help a lot. Even, I mean, I can reach out to them at any time and be like, hey, this is what I'm going through. You need to talk me through, can you talk me through this? I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to explain this. How do I let this go?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. Yes, Jackie. Oh, man. Oh, no idea.
Yeah, with the kirtan chanting too, I notice certain chants will make the Reiki flow. Also, my hands are just like, okay. We were doing it one time, and my friend Liz was with me, and another friend. They were both sitting on the other side of me, and my hands were just going, and I'm like, okay, bam, on both of their shoulders. They're like, what? And Liz right away, she's like, oh my God, I can feel it. I said, I'm building up. I got to get rid of this. So, yeah, it's just music too just sets it off. And
music speaks to the soul. Definitely does. Flavors this week for kombucha, Dan. Do you know what they are?
Right now we have citrus berry, we have lemony lemongrass, and
I think we have a brandy berry.
Oh, brandleberry, yep.
The third one. What's the third one, kombucha?
Mango turmeric?
Citrus berry?
Citrus.
Oh, citrus
the other
berry.
one over. Oh, it's left.
Brandleberry?
The one next to that. Oh, raspberry
Raspberry fizz,
fizz.
which I just had a glass of. It. It's very good.
Oh yeah,
So we
it's
got
so good. Get a
raspberry
jug of that.
Fizz.
I'll have to fill up before I leave.
Oh, raspberry fizz
Yes.
is definitely the one to get.
It's really good. It's super like
Fizzy.
tart. Have you tried all of our most of our kombuchas?
Yeah.
You
I
tried
like
a good number.
turmeric one is good.
Yeah,
That
is that
one's
one your
good.
favorite so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came up Saturday and filled it up. I was telling Dan, I think Sunday afternoon it was almost gone already. And I have the,
64 ounce.
it's like, oh my God, I got to slow down.
Nah, just buy another one.
Yeah.
He just leveled up from 32 to 64 too.
Yeah.
Ooh. See, now I can fill them both up.
Yeah, I only brought the one today, but
The little one.
the bigger one. Yeah. Gotta have the bigger one.
Obviously, of course.
The little one really goes fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like a 2-day, if that.
Mm-hmm.
The little ones are 11 filled. The big ones are about 17 filled in. 17-ish.
Yeah, I'm working on my coworkers to have them
Oh,
come
yeah.
up here and float. But
Yeah, it's
I
drive.
think they're all a little nervous. I don't know if I could do it. Like, come
What are
on,
you scared of?
just come with me.
What are you scared of?
Why do you think
I
you were
know.
so open to doing it at first?
Why
I
did it
think
take
they-
you so long?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I wish I wouldn't have waited so long, but I think maybe the spirituality aspect of it. I'm like, okay, I want to experience that.
Yeah.
I want to go to another level again, you know.
Yeah.
And I notice every time it builds on it.
Wow.
So hopefully it'll help along, because I know my Reiki master told me too that being a master, she said you'll start noticing your psychic abilities starting to develop.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping along with the float,
Yeah.
it'll kind of help that along. I've always had a little bit of that, but
Mhm.
yeah.
I tend to know things without knowing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really interesting. It usually comes out with my boyfriend a lot. We'll be talking and he'll be like, how did you know that? I'll be like, I don't know. I just know things.
Years ago, back before, sort of been in the late 80s, I'm really dating myself, but when I was married, I could tell every time when my sister-in-law would call, I'd always pick up the phone. Hi, Diane.
Yep.
How did you know it was me? I'm like, I don't know.
Just know.
I just knew.
Just
But,
know.
yeah. But now it's getting a little bit developed, I think.
Totally get it. Totally get it. And everybody develops at different rates too.
Yeah.
Like some people, like there's a woman who floats here. She developed super quick. She said that everything that had been changing for her was
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. She
Wow.
said that that's the way it had to be. She was older, and she just said that everything just fell right into place as soon as that door opened. Everything just started falling into place, and she said she's like, so her journey has just been super fast, and I think she's only been open to it for about a year now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's been pretty crazy.
Last year, the group that I go chant with, he was doing a thing at the Menasha Library. It was more of the Native American side of him,
Nice.
what he does. And this never happened before, but he was doing like a welcome song with his Native American flute. And I was like closing my eyes and kind of meditating, and all of a sudden I saw Sitting Bull, Red Cloud, all these different chiefs just kind of like walking through the room. And later on I said, Dennis, some of the great chiefs were here. I said, I've never had that happen to me before, but I saw them. It's like, so that was kind of wild.
Absolutely. Have you ever done like a drumming circle?
No. that I haven't
Those
done
are
yet.
really cool. I did my first one up in Green Bay. It was on the campus of the college. My mentors had taken me. They're like, hey, let's try this. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And it just like it hit my heart
Yeah.
hard. Like I was so emotional. And I didn't really know why.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was just so much love in that room.
Yeah.
It's very overpowering.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know.
Go to a couple powwows. Those are pretty intense too.
I can imagine.
Those are good. Yeah.
You ever make it to Indian summer out in Milwaukee?
I used to go. Now I don't think they do it anymore.
Oh no.
I think they stopped. There was a band that we always kind of went and saw. There's Brule.
Mm-hmm.
And so every year we would go when they were playing at it. They're a real good group.
Nice.
But yeah, I think they stopped. Because I know it wasn't last year. I don't think they had it last year. Just too bad. I mean, it really drew in a lot of people.
Yeah.
Do we have
So-
a clip to show tonight?
Yes, we do, and it's serendipitous that you just asked about it because I just learned it.
Sweet. So the gentlemen, Daniel and John, had the pleasure of redoing the orb light water and salt. Dan, do you want to talk a little bit about a little bit about it?
It was a good time.
It was a good time.
Yeah. It sounded like a lot more work than it really was. We got it done real fast, but
Yeah. Well, and I know the cabins are much obviously bigger too. Those ones are pretty intense when we do those.
yeah, but 22 bags of salt.
Yeah,
and the
22
orb.
bags. You ready when you are, dude? All right, here we go. Alright, we're back. Psych, just kidding. That was the wrong one. That was a commercial that we're getting ready to advertise with Fox 11. That we were on.
You're gonna have to give me some time to run back and talk about it.
Okay. Hey John, if you're watching, can you like come here, please? He's probably in the back watching.
Yeah, there's 2 levels before you get to the master.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how. Like after my first attunement, I left. This was in the fall, so the trees were changing, you know. And it was so bizarre. I was driving around, and I just noticed all the colors. They were like intense. And the only way I can describe it is like a movie from the 70s when somebody's on an acid trip.
Yeah.
The colors were just like bam. And I was like, wow, if this is level 1, what is 2 gonna do? You know? So I was like really looking forward to level 2. But yeah,
It's amazing what it can open your eyes to.
yeah.
So if you're open to it. Yeah, the brief 15-second that we just showed you was our commercial that we are doing for Fox 11 News. It will be aired on there for a commercial. 15 seconds it looks like. So yeah, that'll be good. It'll be great. We're looking forward to it. Also, as long as I have you guys here, 2 weeks from Saturday, March. Jesus Christ, help me. On March 21st, we will be the community public indoors farmers market at the Expo Center. So,
March 21st.
March 21st, make sure you guys go. Bring your growlers. So we can do the so y'all can do your refills. We should have, Dan, is it 8 flavors on tap?
It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, there's about 8 flavors that you'll be able to choose from there. Go check them out. It is at the Fox Cities Exhibition Center from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday, March 21st. 2 Saturdays from...
I plan on coming up.
Nice.
Yes. There's so many different flavors. It's so good.
Where is that?
It's just down the road.
The,
Right? Yeah. It's like right down the road.
So, for everybody that's listening, I just want to tell you all that couple things. We are trending on YouTube right now, and some of Floatlight's content is being shared all over the world by their float centers. So we're helping people on a world level learn about floating, and we would love for you to go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/floatlight, and subscribe to our channel. We're going to be putting out a series of videos all about floating, educating people, and just some hilarious comedy of our own form. Some that is inspired by floating, most that is inspired by floating, but some other things too, like, Wim Hof breathing and, introspective traveling through space, intergalactic superstar kind of stuff, whatever that means. Also, we're going to be advertising. Yeah. Jackie! I'm being distracted. My ADD is kicking in. Okay, so we also have a commercial that's going to be airing on Fox 11 News between 6 and 8 o'clock in the morning. If any of you guys see that, just let us know. We really like to hear about it, like what your thoughts are. And some of those are also going to be aired between 9 and 10 o'clock for the evening news. So if anybody watches the news, I personally don't know why you would, because I don't watch the news. I don't even know anything. I know nothing. You know nothing, John.
Yeah, we watched the ad.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good, right? But I wanted to tell you all we got an amazing piece of content. We just did a new orb light salting, and Daniel and I spent all day. What was it, yesterday or the day before? It was the day before, Monday. All day Monday, salting the orb. So you're going to get to see that now. I'm just going to grab this piece. What's so funny? Do I have salt all over my face? I think I just snorted some Epsom salt. This is 100% Colombian Epsom salt.
Okay, yeah.
We back. Yes, Aaron, it takes about, how long does it take to dissolve all the salt eventually?
Well,
Well, for it to get back up to temperature, that's supposed to be as about 24 hours.
no, well, okay, so it depends. We use hot water, okay? If we used cold water, it would take a week. Probably.
Wow.
No, it would probably take about 24 hours if you used colder water, just because then you're relying on the titanium pump elements and the embedded inline heaters to heat up the actual tank to dissolve the salt. But heat is what kind of makes the salt dissolve. Obviously the water itself too, but because we're using hot water, about 125 degrees actually, it dissolves the salt pretty fast. And so by the end of the evening, there were still clumps of salt. We let it sit overnight, and then there was like 2 mounds of salt that were like off to the sides. And you just go in there and stir them, because when you stir them and you're running the pumps, it's pulling them through the system, through the skimmers, and then eventually the salt all dissolves. And I took the specific gravity, which is a measurement of the buoyancy of the water, and it was about 1.260. I added one more 50-pound bag the day after, and that got it to 1.275, and that's exactly where it needs to be. And that was 22 50-pound bags. 22! So, a lot of salt. 1,200 pounds of salt. And, yeah, Daniel and I had fun. There's a little Easter egg in there. We were doing the, ain't nothing to it, but to do it. Daniel said I wasn't going to say that on the floating out live.
What?
But I did.
You gotta do the
water,
dance.
The water is the temperature of the outside of your body, so it's 94.5 degrees. Toss it out.
Yeah. Oh, what Megan said. 94 degrees?
94.5. Do you have any final words, Mr. Scott?
I would say do something nice for yourself and go out to a woods or a nature preserve and just sit and listen to the trees.
Listen.
Listen to the trees. Not with your ears, but with your heart. Smack the mic.
Daniel, any final words?
No, that was beautiful.
Yeah, you took the words right out of our mouth, our hearts. Cindy, that is the temperature of the outside of your body. So you would be neutralized in the float tank, so you wouldn't know the difference if you were once you were floating in there. My final words are be present. Be in the moment, not in the past, not in the future. Just be. Just be. We love you guys. 2 weeks we'll be back, right?
What?
2 weeks?
Yeah.
John will be back in 2 weeks. I will not be here, but John will be. He's a big boy. He can do the show on his own.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
All right, fine.
We hope that you guys have a wonderful night, and they will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.